who is Monaka? Why was he selected by Lord Beerus to be on Universe 7's respective team for the Universal God Destruction Tournament? And the question of the day is, how powerful is Monaka compared to the rest of Team Universe 7? Now, I do want to touch up a little bit on Monaka, only for the simple fact that the entire Dragon Ball community has had a theory over the last couple of weeks that, in fact, Monaka may not be as powerful as some people might depict him to be. Now, to me personally, the reason why I believe that someone like Lord Beerus, the God of Destruction Universe 7, has selected someone like Monaka to be on his team is because, indeed, in fact, Monaka is as powerful as he says he is. Now, to me personally, I do believe that there is a specific purpose as to why Monaka is present within this Universal God Destruction Tournament. That's because I personally believe that, indeed, Monaka is as strong as Lord Beerus says. If anything, the question here is, how strong is Monaka compared to Goku and Vegeta, who have not only come out of the hyperbolic time chamber 3 days, equivalent to 3 years, stronger than how they were in Resurrection F, but where does Monaka rank amongst Goku and Vegeta in terms of power, comparing Monaka to a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue, whatever it is you want to call it. Now, I think that Monaka indeed is hiding his true strength. If you want to look at the overall premise as to what happened on Lord Beerus' planet when Goku punched Monaka in the face, just a simple punch from Goku in base form, I believe, is enough to do serious damage, especially coming off of Whis' training and stuff. So a base form punch from Goku is probably so immense, and someone like Monaka getting punched directly in the face, being caught off guard with no damage sustained, says a lot about the character itself. Now, there are some people within the Dragon Ball community that indeed believe that Monaka is bluffing about his strength, that indeed he may not be as strong as Beerus depicted him to be, comparing him to Super Saiyan God Goku, saying that indeed Monaka was actually able to give Beerus a much tougher fight than how Super Saiyan God Goku did during the Battle of Gods arc. And again, this is just my theory on the matter. I do believe that at some given point we will get to see Hit versus Monaka. Now, some of you guys do also agree on that subject. Some people might say, well, I think it's going to go as far as Hit versus Goku towards the end of the finals, which I still stand by. But at some given premise, you're not going to introduce a character, someone like Monaka, and build up all this hype around him just for him not to be showcased, which leaves me to believe that indeed Monaka will fight, and I do believe for him to get the fight of his life, I do believe he will have to go up against someone like Hit. And during that scuffle, during that battle between Hit and Monaka, I do think that Monaka will be pushed to use his full power, if anything, at least come close to using his full power, which will possibly lead to a transformation. Now, some people are saying, well, Monaka may not have a transformation. That is true. He may indeed just fight in his base form as we saw in the show, but there's something about him that leads me to believe that indeed he may have a further transformation that gives off like that aggressive feel, almost as if he does have what it takes to win, but ultimately he will lose, which will leave, say, someone like Goku coming back again. It's just my opinion. But not only that, I do believe that A, Monaka does have a further transformation, and B, Monaka is as strong as Lord Beerus says. Going back to that simple scene with Goku and Monaka, Goku has enough power in his base form, as seen with Frieza, to combat someone like him and hold his own. You know, he was actually able to punch Monaka, depending on where you're calling his strength, because we don't really know how hard Goku hit him, but he hit him freaking hard. He hit him really freaking hard. He hit Monaka so hard, Monaka didn't budge. He didn't budge, he didn't fall down, he didn't go flying into the craters. He stood his ground, although he had tears, because obviously being punched by someone, being caught off guard, is obviously hurts. No matter what the case is, he still stood his ground with tears in his eyes, and he still looked at Goku and he said, you know what, you're forgiven for the time being. But even at that, you know, someone like base Goku, who was able to hold his own against Frieza, especially in base form against someone like Final Form Frieza, says a lot, because he was able to give Final Form Frieza a definite run for his money before even transforming, and then having to see what happened with Monaka and Goku was actually quite interesting, because at that given premise, if he was as weak as everyone says he is, he would have either A, fell down, B, got pushed back, or C, just completely been knocked out, because there's no way they're going to take a punch from somebody directly in the face and just stand there as if nothing ever happened. Which again leaves me to believe that Monaka will in fact showcase at least 80% of his power. Now, how strong is Monaka? Well, according to Lord Beerus, as seen before the tournament even started, Beerus specifically said, since Monaka is the strongest, he will fight last. given the premise, since Goku's now eliminated, Vegeta is technically the strongest one on that team, and for someone like Monaka to fight last, being claimed by Lord Beerus that indeed you are strong and you will fight last, raises a lot of questions. How strong is Monaka compared to Super Saiyan God Vegeta, who is currently on that team, getting ready to fight Frost and Kabe and Vegeta and all these other characters? It leads me to believe that, in fact, Vegeta is very strong. I'm not taking that away from him. Vegeta will be a problem, but comparing him to someone like Monaka, this has to be Vegeta and this has to be Monaka. Monaka has to be on somewhat of a higher level than a god as of right now, at least for the time being. Not until Goku and Vegeta are able to master their forms fully, because to me, I feel as if they haven't really mastered those god forms just yet, which leads me to believe that in an essence, Monaka will have, which makes me believe that for the time being, while fighting in his base form, I do think Monaka will in fact probably lose in his base form, which will force him and push him to transform into his possible final form, which then we'll get to see what Monaka is truly capable of, because remember, it's his nipples that give him the advantage here, because again, what's unusual about him, but despite his giant head and small body, is his nipples. He has incredibly large nipples, and well, again, we're gonna have to see what he brings to the table, but I don't think Monaka is as weak as a lot of people says he is. Quite frankly, yes, there could be a plot twist, there could be a curve to where indeed he is weak, and he was just a giant bluff from the get-go, but the likelihood of that is just, to me, slim to none. However, I do think that the theory behind Monaka is indeed wrong. I do believe that Monaka will be as strong as anyone else on that respective team, if not stronger, but again, it all comes down to tactics, and I do believe that he will be outsmarted by whoever he fights, in my opinion, that being Hit, but again, I mean, things could change. What if Monaka ends up being the villain, the main villain of the next arc? I mean, again, it's a theory, it's a speculation that could possibly happen. I mean, it's not irrational to believe that way, but you know, we don't really know what lies in store for Monaka, because we don't know what's going to happen after the series is over and done with. So to me, at least, I would have to say that Monaka is slightly stronger than a Super Saiyan God, only by a slight margin. I don't think that he's incredibly powerful enough to hold his own against someone like Vadus, Champa, Whis, or Beerus, but I think that, you know, Monaka is as strong to be holding up his own against someone like Super Saiyan God, perhaps. He could end up being the weakest person within Universe 7, or in fact, he could end up being the strongest possible entity aside from Beerus within Universe 7. Now, could I be wrong about Monaka? Of course I can. That's why this is a theory, a speculative video talking about the character itself, because if you really think about it, right, why would you introduce a character like Monaka and keep a lot of things mysterious about him if you're not planning on executing him to the T? Now, again, that leads me to believe that he will showcase, if anything, like 80% of his power, 90% of his power, if anything, 70, 100, who knows? He will display raw power towards the end, once Frost is out the mix, once Kabe is out the mix, once Vegeta is eliminated, and I do think at a certain point, once Vegeta is eliminated, it will boil down, to me at least, it will boil down to Hit. And I think that Hit is going to present himself as a worthy opponent to Monaka, which will leave them to, you know, wage war against each other, and ultimately, one person will catch the other off guard, and I, again, believe, I made a video about this before, I believe that Hit is going to eliminate Monaka via tactics, because sometimes, you know, you could be as strong as, you know, the strongest being in the universe, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're ultimately going to get caught off guard. So, I do think that Hit's going to eliminate Monaka, which is going to set up for Team Universe 6 winning, until, you know, Beerus is going to say, well, since Frost cheated against one of my guys, and you guys pretty much called your bluff, I want to reinstate one of my guys, I want to bring him back into the tournament, therefore bringing in Goku versus Hit, bada bing, bada boom, we have ourselves the main event. Although I would love to see like a huge turn happen here, because we got the ultimate turn with Frost ultimately revealing himself as being the bad guy and stuff, which was like, whoa, because we all thought he was a good guy, yada yada yada, but he turned out to be a bad guy. So it would be really interesting to see someone like Monaka go, wait a minute, you're putting your faith in that guy? I'm stronger than him, are you kidding me? How about this? How about I fight him to reinstate my position? Like, how cool would that be? Although, again, guys, theory, because a lot of you guys are going to take this and run with it down the block. You're going to say, holy crap, you know, Unreal said that, you know, Monaka's going to fight Goku, and Broly's coming back, and then Broly's going to have a kid with Monaka, and Broly is Monaka, and Monaka is Broly. Like, you guys are going to, like, just, you know, again, this is speculative. I want to know your thoughts down in the comment section below in terms of only Monaka, and where you guys stand with him. If you truly believe that this guy is a joke, then comment down below and let me know why. Because, when I asked you guys the same question about Hit, a lot of you guys were like, yep, Hit's gonna be the guy. Now, I want to know from you guys, do you guys believe that Monaka is gonna be the guy? And if he is, comment down below, let me know. And if he's not, if you guys think he is a complete Yamcha, let me know down in the comments section below, because I would love to know your overall thoughts on this. Again, this is just from one fan to another, or to many, and I would love to know your thoughts down below as to, you know, your overall feel of this character, if you guys are feeling him out or not. Because again, just because he got punched in the face doesn't really mean anything, because a lot of people took that the wrong way. So many people were like, yep, he got punched in the face, he didn't do squat, he just stood there, he got herbed out, he's a bird, he's a herb, and he ain't shit. So a lot of people are going to take that and they're going to run with it. So just because he got punched in the face doesn't necessarily, and reacted and didn't react to it ultimately, doesn't necessarily mean that he's a weakling. Again, he could be preserving his power. I mean, why would he want to sit there the entire time and like just charge up raw energy and like do whatever if he's not going to, you know, use it? I mean, what if, for example, what if Goku and Vegeta cleared out the entire tournament? For him to do something on the side, ultimately, like, for there not to be a payoff would be like meaningless. So let me know down in the comment section below, guys, your overall thoughts and opinions on Monaka, and how strong do you guys think this guy is? Because for me, I think he's just slightly more powerful than Super Saiyan Blue. I would love to know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Once again, guys, thank you all for watching. If you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe. That way you guys don't miss a single Dragon Ball update. If you guys enjoyed, if you guys cannot wait to see what's going to happen in this tournament, smash that like button, smack that like button right in the face. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Trollers and dislikers, they're going to be around because they hate opinions for whatever god reason. But anyways, guys, thank you all for watching once again. Stay awesome, and I'll be seeing you all in the next update. Take it easy, everybody. Peace!